This is the final video in my body hair series. And I'm very excited about it because this is the video I wanted to make. This is why I made all the other videos. So I can talk to everyone out there and tell them about pubic hair. Yes, I said it. I said the word pubic and hair together. Visuals coming in mind, I'm sure, but listen up. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to know, and there's a lot to think about. A lot of things to challenge yourself with, boys and girls. So just keep watching. I will never forget the moment in high school. I was a freshman. We were at one of my friend's houses. I will not name any of these people in the story, but I was at a friend's house and we were all freshmen, my group of friends, and there was a junior girl there. And I explicitly remember her telling us, I don't even know how it came about. I think someone straight up asked her, but she told us, oh no. You have to shave it all off down there. All off down there, meaning your vagina. You have to shave it all off down there because that's what guys expect. So she told us that we had to shave all of our hair off because that's what the high school boys were gonna expect from us. And in my mind, like, I still had this vomit-inducing fear that a guy would see my boobs. So you could imagine, like, just my all-consuming, just mental rot of thinking that some guy was ever gonna see my vagina. And so I began my journey of removing every single pubic hair from that region in the fear that a guy would somehow know, like, or girls, anyone. I didn't want anyone to know. So I removed all evidence that I had hit puberty. I started doing this way before anyone of the opposite sex ever went exploring in my great unknown. Yet I had this, like, soul-consuming fear that someone would somehow know, and then that would just spread, and then everyone would know, and they would just shame me and laugh at me, and I would just crumble up and not be able to go to school. So this fear went on way too long. It carried into college even, but college was a great time for me because I started to realize that there's such a bigger picture of the world and there's not just one way to do things. And so I was able to learn that pubic hair wasn't that big of a deal. Armpit hair wasn't that big of a deal. Having hairy legs for a week wasn't that big of a deal. And so I was able to just, like, lay off the razor and, you know, experiment and see what people actually thought of it. Because completely shaving all of your pubic hair off is the worst thing ever. I compare it to, like, my visual of a completely shaved vagina. It reminds me of, like, a poor plucked chicken. Like, imagine a chicken, taking a chicken, it's still alive, and ripping all of its feathers out. And then the bits where the feathers come out are, like, swollen and red and irritated and bleeding even. That's what it's like. That's what it's like to remove all of your pubic hair. And it's the worst thing ever. And I do not understand, and I don't understand how people think that's attractive. Yes, maybe the first day you shave after not shaving for a couple days or a week, it's silky smooth and baby's bottom and it's the greatest thing ever and it'll look so clean and hygienic and, you know, very appealing. But the next day, you have razor sharp hairs that catch onto everything, and that's a pain you can't explain to people. When you go, you can't just be like, oh yeah, one of my pubic hairs that's growing out just got caught in my underwear and it almost ripped out of my skin and it was really painful. But you can't say that to people. You're like, oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. It would be one thing, like, it wouldn't be good, but it would be one thing if you shaved once a week, because then you would give your hair a chance to, like, chill out, grow back, give your skin a break. But the thing was, to maintain this illusion that you didn't have any pubic hair, you had to shave, like, every other day or every day. And that's what created the irritation. The irritation that just like, this poor plucked chicken. And I'm going on a rant right now, I'm sorry. But this poor plucked chicken, and it's not attractive. It's all, you have razor burn, you have rashes, bumps, it's bleeding, it's growing back, and you have discoloration in your skin from shaving, and it's not attractive. And I don't know how anyone finds it attractive, and I never found it attractive. I was like, this looks like crap, and I was almost more embarrassed to have a guy see that than have them see some hair, yet I kept doing it. So slowly I realized in college, like, this is ridiculous, Victoria. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why do girls do themselves? Why do women do this to ourselves? And why do we pass on this belief that we have to remove all of our pubic hair? Because it is absolutely absurd. So I started laying off the razor, and it was the greatest thing I could have ever done for myself. It makes such a big difference personally, allowing yourself to have some hair. It's so much more comfortable. It's the pain level in comparison is like, you can't even rate it. There's no pain to what I do now. And there was so much pain and shame and discomfort. Oh, and just so much negativity surrounded what I did before and what so many girls and women are still expected to do. I became very interested in this, and I just was like, why did we start doing this? And why do we keep doing this to ourselves? And why is this something that is still happening? And I feel like people are becoming much more liberal with their hair and allowing it to just be, which is great. But I wanted to go back and see where it all came from, because that's what I like to do with things, like question, why did this start? Where did this come from? And the funny thing about pubic hair removal is that it came from porn. Like, pubic hair used to be something that was seen as sexually provocative. Like, it was a sex appeal. But then by the late 2000s, complete hair removal was the norm, and clinicians said that they even saw girls as young as 12 and 13 with razor burn, meaning that they would shave their pubic hair. So that's a pretty young age, but I think that's, you know, pretty standard. I probably started shaving it all off when I was 14. It's sad because as soon as girls get it, they're told they have to remove it. Like, you don't even have time to enjoy like the wonder of hitting puberty and becoming a woman, because the things that make you a woman you're supposed to get rid of, like hair, whether it be armpit hair, leg hair, pubic hair, your periods, your curves. I can't even, all that. In 1975, Hustler magazine published photographs of very young models without visible pubic hair. And this was done under that headline, Adolescent Fantasy. And with this, I have a very, very big problem, because like I said before, like, I don't understand how men find it attractive when women just don't have hair down there, because that's not reality. Like, I have never in my life met a woman that didn't grow pubic hair. Like, I've never met that mystical creature. Like, I'm sure there may be some out there, and with, you know, different practices these days of laser hair removal, they exist, but I have yet to meet them. No one naturally doesn't grow pubic hair, okay? So what I'm saying is, like, my problem is, why do men find this attractive? Why do men find hairless women attractive? Because it is like a little girl. In the porn industry, like, the thing is, you always want to be the latest, the greatest, the new, the weirdest, to get viewership, to get people to watch it, because there's so much of it out there. And so, like, at the time, you're like, right, you know, what can we do next to make this more interesting, and what will make more people watch it? Oh, I've got an idea, like, let's start shaving off the pubic hair, and then you can see everything more clearly. I don't know if that's exactly how it went, but in my mind, that's the discussion. So they decided, like, right, we're gonna film something without pubic hair. How new, how, like, amazing. And so they had their models hairless, and it became a thing like in porn now. Like obviously there is very, very little hair involved. I've always been told like there's not pubic hair because it's a better shot. It's more visually appealing. It's easier to get like, it's easier to see what's happening. It's more graphic. It's more erotic. If you have hair in the way, like you can't see what's happening. You can't see where things are going, what's happening as clearly. And if you remove that extra layer of hair, then you can see exactly what's happening. And that's what they want. The prevalence of bare genitalia and pornography made everyone believe that hairless penises and vaginas were more erotic. And so it started becoming a thing where women would go into their beauty salon, their waxer, and they would ask for a full Brazilian because they wanted to surprise their boyfriend, they wanted to surprise their husband or whoever it was. They wanted to surprise them for their birthday, for their wedding, for a Valentine's Day gift, for whatever the reason may be. They wanted to surprise them with a completely bare vagina. And so it slowly started, not even slowly, like it just took off and it snowballed and it exploded into a hairlessness wonder of full Brazilians. So in 2014, there was 1,100 students surveyed about pubic hair. And this was done at the information it gives is it was done at a big university in the Midwest and at a small university in the South. And that's all it says. So I'm just gonna go through and read this because it's just gonna be easier. So they surveyed these college students about their pubic hair removal practices, what they thought of it, yada, 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 all that jazz. So 13% of men and 4% of women reported letting hair go natural. And when I'm talking about the survey and saying hair, I'm talking about pubic hair, just so you know. 49% of guys and 82% of girls shaved it all off in the past month that the survey was done in 2014. Approximately 95% of the men and women said that they'd done some sort of hair care in the past month. Around 38% were typically hair-free, and shaving was the most prevalent form of hair removal, which I can totally see. 76% of women and 74% of men reported shaving at least some of their hair. Women reported doing it more frequently. 80% who removed experienced itchiness, and 12% of those said that they felt itchy every single time. 1 in 5 men preferred some hair on women. And that's more than I would think at a college level. I feel like everyone hasn't drilled into their brain that like, no hair is the best hair. But 1 in 5 men prefer some sort of hair. 10% of men said that it didn't matter what their partners did with their pubic hair, which was pretty cool. I mean, that's 10% is a really low amount, but I think it's still pretty cool. But 60% of men said they preferred women hairless. Now into the ladies. 26% of women preferred trimmed partners. 24% of women preferred partially waxed or shaved partners. 24% preferred hair-free partners. And the last little bit says that 60% of women, 32% of men remove because it makes them feel clean. So like I said before, people remove it because it makes them feel clean, it makes them feel more hygienic, it makes them feel more sexually appealing. I read this salon.com article about the full bush Brazilian, and I will link these things down below because you can read them themselves. There's plenty of other information in there that I'm not gonna talk about. But it said full bush Brazilian is back. And I thought, what the heck is a full bush Brazilian? And so naturally I had to go click on it and check it out. And apparently the full bush Brazilian is where you leave the hair up front alone. You can trim it and trim the sides and stuff, but there's hair up front. But then down below, around like your lips and around your butthole, you shave that all off. So there's hair up front and it's shaved and clean in the bottom. Okay, so I realized that it's gotten very dark. It is now nighttime out, and I started filming this a while ago. So I think that this is everything everything I have to say about pubic hair. Right now, I'm sure I could go on and on and on about it, but that's enough for now, okay, Victoria? Just end it, that's enough. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something. I hope that my hope is that I've made you, like, I've challenged you to think about why you remove your hair. In all of this, in my whole entire series, I hope I've challenged you to question why you remove hair. And I'm not saying stop doing it. If you want to do it, keep doing it. I keep removing my hair, but I challenge myself to think about why I do it, and it's been interesting. So think about why you remove your hair. Think about who was the person that put that fear into you originally, because I think it is a fear. Who was the person that told you how to shave your pubic hair? I think pubic hair is even more taboo than periods, because as women we talk to each other about periods, but I don't think we discuss the state of our pubic hair. And yes, it may be weird, yes, it may be too much information, but like, goodness graciousness, we're women, we should be able to talk about it. Yeah, and with that, before my light completely goes, because I know I look like a ghost right now, I'm gonna end this video. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my whole body hair series. I hope it made you think. I hope it started a conversation. Let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of series you want next, and I will think about it, and I may do it. I have lots of ideas about videos I'm gonna do next. So until then, guys, it's been so great. I've had so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.